Rear Admiral Muhammad Yusuf Al-Assam, Commander Royal Bahraini Naval Forces, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. It was indeed an honor for me to be part of Coalition Maritime Forces as Commander Combined Task Force 151, a coalition of 34 nations together to ensure peace and order at sea. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan is a peace-loving country, and despite its meager resources, Pakistan Navy remains committed towards ensuring freedom of navigation at high seas for good of global commerce. Today, Pakistan Navy completes its 20th command at CMF in the last 17 years under the common slogan of Ready Together. In addition to being part of this Committee of Nations, Pakistan Navy has always remained the flag bearer of peace and endeavored to radiate this message through multiple initiatives. The latest of these being the exercise Aman, hosted by Pakistan Navy in February 21, with participation of 42 nations from across the globe under the slogan of Together for Peace. Participation of these nations through naval assets observer reposes a lot of confidence and trust in Pakistan Navy, especially in COVID environment. Here, I would like to show you a small video clip containing message given by our Chief of the Naval Staff on the opening ceremony of exercise Aman, which is true depiction of Pakistan's quest for global peace.
I often worry that why licenses should not have so much value, or why licenses in the civilian hospitals. There has to be a way where we all can win, and because this was against the established principles of technology, therefore it needs prevention, let's not build, and fight the problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, moreover, Pakistan Navy remains one of the major contributors in providing support to combined maritime forces in terms of command, provision of staff, and naval assets. As Commander of Task Force 151, my prime objective was to keep piracy deterred and suppressed in the region that had plagued our sea routes in the past. Declaration of 2021 as the year of CMF brought a lot of stimulus in mustering naval forces for CMF force flow in order to achieve meaningful contribution that was required for achieving our objective in the domain of piracy. The contributions of Pakistan Navy, US Navy, Japanese Navy and South Korean Navy in terms of ships and aircraft needs special mention for making all this possible for CTF-151, especially under challenging times of COVID pandemic. Moreover, I am confident that focus of the Tahaffuz would have reassured merchant community and other stakeholders of CMF resolve to keep piracy suppressed in this part of the world. Here, I would like to thank our coordinating force of EU NAV4 Combined Task Force 465 for collaborating with CMF and CTF-151, in particular through naval assets, info sharing, and effective coordination at technical level, both during baseline and focus operations. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to report that during our tenure, we were supported by our CMF partners through rainbow staff from 7 nations that included Bahrain, Brazil, Oman, Thailand, Turkey, Japan, and Jordan. I take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to the distinguished guests from these countries present here today for their support. Moreover, I am thankful for naval asset support from US, Japan, South Korea, Greece, Oman, Spain, and Italy for successfully conducting 9 passage exercises to support our mission. Similarly, I will always cherish my interaction with officials of Djibouti Navy, Coast Guard, United Kingdom Maritime Trade Organization, and EU NAV4 at Rota, Spain during key leadership engagement on VTC. Also, I would like to thank Oman Navy for hosting me for key leadership engagement amid COVID restrictions. These interactions were both professionally rewarding and mutually beneficial in furthering of CMF's strategic messaging in the region. Ladies and gentlemen, in the end, Pakistan Navy-led CTF-151 remains grateful to unwavering support of CMF headquarters, CTF-150 and CTF-152 for making our mission a success. I am thankful to Pakistan Navy for selecting me as CTF-151, thereby providing me an opportunity to work with such a fine body of military personnel from across the globe. It is my belief that military bonds are far beyond than political engagements. That is why we call ourselves brothers in arms. Today, we are handing over command to a very capable contingent from Brazilian Navy. We welcome our friends from across the oceans to shoulder this responsibility and reiterate that Pakistan Navy will continue to provide support to our Brazilian friends. May Allah, God be with us all in our future endeavors. Thank you very much for your patience.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Vice Admiral Cooper, Commander, Command Maritime Forces, to address the audience.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? I'm reminded this is a great celebration and one of historic proportions that I think we should note here. One is the building on a record of a Pakistani Navy for numbers of times leading CTF and CMF. And then the start of a new record and a first time for the Brazilian Navy. It's something most worthy. And we'll let you compete to try to catch up. But this will be a good problem in year 2040 to look back on and see where we stand. But congratulations to both. I think it's a great celebration. And I especially like to thank all of our diplomats and ambassadors who have joined us from a variety of countries. Thank you for being here for representation from Kuwait and my brother here from Bahrain. Thank you very much. And I think it's warm and a sign of the times that we'd be able to have family members from both of the commanders join us. So for both of the spouses, wonderful that you can be able to join. Thank you. And thank you for all the staffs who are here, who are many of the brains and the strength behind each of these individuals that we are celebrating here today. So thank you so much. And finally, because of the times that we live in with masks, we always want to acknowledge those who are joining us via Zoom or whatever mechanism we're using now. So for those of you who are viewing online, great to have you here as well from the respective countries that you get able to tune into this important endeavor. I'd like to start off my brief remarks by asking a question, and that is, what does success look like? It can be hard for anyone to define and even harder to measure, but I would submit that for Combined Task Force 151, we have seen much success, and we have seen it in many, many forms. We've seen it in today's change of command ceremony, where we honor not only the tradition of passing responsibility, authority, and command from one officer to another, but in this case, quite uniquely, from one nation to another. This is not common in the world. The fact that this transition goes so smoothly and involves so many countries, quite frankly, is amazing. I joke with both of the leaders here. There's a book to be written. Some of you may have heard the book, Good to Great. There's one that will be written called Amazing to Amazing, with respect to leaders, because I think it's symbolic of the type of leaders that they are. And I think, frankly, that it's a testament to all of you and all the nations who joined our mission to preserve the safety of the seas. It really is a testament to all of our success here at sea. We see success indeed. Comodoro Abdul Munib and his crew from the Pakistan Navy have done an outstanding job leading for the last 6 months. This is the 9th time Pakistan Navy has led this particular combined task force, and we look forward to their continued support in the years to come. And taking over from them are Rear Admiral Felix and his crew from the Brazilian Navy. Welcome. This is the first time, as I mentioned, the Brazilian Navy has led CTF-151, which shows the growing commitment that navies around the world are making to our mission. This is, I say our, this is a very large group of our. Yet another success for international maritime security, I believe this is, and one that brings to mind the importance of intangible ships. When I arrived in Bahrain, I spoke with the most foremost enduring, what I believe are the most important ships in this region. The first three are partnerships, relationships, and friendships. Partnerships come from people working for a common goal. Relationships come from building trust among one another, and friendships come from a mutual understanding. Tying them all together is this fourth ship called leadership. It comes from those who step forward to provide what we would all want is to be, which is a brighter future. Comodoro Munib, you have shown tremendous leadership. I personally appreciate your contribution, those of the Pakistan Navy, in providing a better future. Let me just talk about, for just a moment, what's happened during your 6 months at the helm. You led 21 ships from 8 countries who provided direct or associated support to CTF-151. There are fleet commanders around the world that haven't commanded 21 ships, and they are today quite jealous of this. Congratulations, and thank you for bringing them all together in a unique way. You held many important engagements with regional partners, including Djibouti and Oman. You led an 8-day focus operation, which you discussed, which included 17 assets from 9 countries, and aircraft from both the combined maritime forces and European Union, Naval Force Somalia. And most importantly, you kept the sea safe. During your command, there were no successful piracy attempts in the region. When CTF-151 was created in 2009, there were more than 200 piracy attempts in the Horn of Africa and Gulf of Aden during that year. The problem affected the entire world, and CTF-151 was stood up to counter. Now, 12 years later, we can tell a much different story. The partnerships, relationships, and friendships we've created have strengthened all of our naval forces, and the leadership of CTF-151 in countering piracy and preserving freedom of the seas is very important to see. I don't want to tempt the fates by saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. There hasn't been a successful piracy attempt in the region since 2017. So Comodoro Abdul, thank you for your dedication to this mission, and thank you to your team. As we all know, our job isn't done, and our commitment can't waver, or we will again face the same problem from a decade plus ago. And that's why we are also happy to welcome your Admiral Felix. So welcome to you, sir. The Brazilian Navy has a very long and proud tradition of excellence. Admiral Felix is a graduate of the Brazilian Naval Academy and a career surface warfare officer. I'm a little biased, I have to know that. As a look for the officers here. He has impressive experience in command and in working with multilateral maritime forces, and comes to us after serving as the Chief of Staff of the 1st Naval District in Rio de Janeiro. Admiral, we're excited about the knowledge, experience, and energy that you bring, so thank you. And then looking forward, I want to let you know that 0 piracy incidents may be a very boring statistic. It makes people forget about the very real threats that are out there, but let me be clear from the start, I am a big fan of boring. I'd like to keep boring going, as a matter of fact. So maintaining Comodoro Munib's statistic of 0 piracy incidents is exactly how I envision success looking to your upcoming tour, as we discussed. We had a chance to talk. Our success is only possible because of the incredible work of all that you do here as leaders and all that is supported in the respective teams. You are all making a very real and tangible difference as we've talked to you. So keep pushing for excellence, maintain those partnerships, relationships, and friendships. I know that your leadership will rise to the occasion to new heights. For that, I'm very appreciative. And then every single one of you here at CTF-151 who are represented, and at CMF, you all know what success looks like. I'm encouraging you to maintain courses. So Comodoro Munib, it has been a wonderful privilege and pleasure to work with you. I wish you and your family all of the blessings and blessings as you proceed back home for a wonderful reunion. And thank you for all that you've done. As we say, fair winds and following seas, and I'll see you again soon. Maybe in the golf course, I don't know, someplace soon. And then for Admiral Felix, welcome to you, sir. We're looking forward to your time leading your nation here on behalf of many nations. So thank you in advance, and how about a round of applause for the individuals.
Thank you, sir. I now request Comodoro Abdul Munib and Rear Admiral Felix to come forward for the ceremonial change of command.
Comodoro Abdul and ready to hand over command of CTF-151.
I, Dear Admiral Felix, am ready to relieve you.
I, Commodore Abdul, am stand relieved of command of CTF-151.
Very well.
I, Dear Admiral Felix, hereby assume command of Combat Test Force 151.
Congratulations. Dear Admiral Felix, Commander CTF-151, now address the audience.
Vice Admiral Brad Ruger, U.S. Naval Seas Command and Combined Maritime Force Commander. Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and Admirals, Commodore Almirante, Deputy Commander CNF, Comodoro Abdul Munib Si, distinguished guests. Life at sea takes us back to the great voyages that discovered and connected unknown worlds in the past and have explored the most distant corners of the earth. The romanticism of the tall ships, the leisure provided by sports and recreational vessels, to the merchant ships that drive the world economy, to the fishermen who venture to extract food, and to oil and gas platforms that extract wealth from the sea. However, no wealth circulating through the oceans is more valuable than a human life. Women and men who work at sea need to be safe and feel safe and secure. The navies have the primary function of protecting maritime trade. The Combined Maritime Force, a unique naval force in its heterogeneous composition, brings together 34 countries that share the same strategic vision of preserving the freedom of navigation and the free flow of legitimated commerce in this important region of the world, caring for the lives of the seafarers, no matter where they come from. Therefore, it's a great honor and a huge privilege to become part of the CNF efforts by assuming today the command of the Combined Task Force 151. This occasion is even more prestigious by the fact that this is the first time that Brazil leads a counter-piracy mission in this area of operations. I'd like to thank the former Brazilian Navy Commander, Admiral Luiz Jr., who designated me for this role, for trusting me and my staff. To Admiral Garcia Santos, Commander of the Navy, for all the support that he has given me. To my wife, Natalia, whose love, commitment, and constant support give me the necessary tranquility to face the challenges ahead. And also to my parents, always present in my life, and to my daughter, they are always with me. I also want to thank Comodoro Abdul Munib Si for Pakistan and his staff for all the kindness and support during this smooth transition period that we have been sharing. Your leadership and professional conduct reinforce the laces that ties the seamen all over the world. I wish you fair winds, following seas, and all the best in your new assignments. Vice Admiral Brad Cooper, my force commander, I want to reassure my commitment and loyalty to you and to the CNF mission. And now addressing to my staff, we got a lot of work to do. All hands on deck. We will set sail on a new voyage that will be remarkable for our personal and professional lives. We are prepared. We are trained. Let's get the job done with competence, simplicity, and humbleness. Ready together. Shukru Jazil. Thank you very much. Muito obrigado.
Okay.